Hi, everybody. I am recording a read aloud for you about water. This is Water by Frank Asch, and this is an introduction to our water study. So, hi, everybody. I hope that you are seeing my screen and this lovely book about water. The illustrations almost look like they're done by watercolors, which is one of the mediums that we use here in our art studio. So, here we go. Here is the book, Water by Frank Asch. Water is rain. And look at all that rain coming down from the sky. It almost looks like it's coming at an angle, horizontal, with all those beautiful colors. Water is dew. Does anyone know what dew is? Dew is that wet stuff that you find on the grass in the morning. A lot of times they talk about morning dew. It's moisture that gets there on the grass, often in the morning after it's been cloudy at night or after the rain. It's the wetness on the grass. Water is ice and snow. So, water can be rain and it can also be ice and snow. I wonder what makes it different. We'll have to talk about that in our water study. Water is high in the sky. Look how beautiful those clouds are. Our clouds aren't like that. I see gray and white, but never those beautiful colors. Water is deep in the earth. And I see up there, if you can see that little tree with those things going down, those are the roots. There's the roots sucking up the water from the soil, from the earth, much like our zinnia plants that are here in the classroom growing. Water is a tiny brook growing bigger and bigger. And here the illustrator Frank Asch has the water going across both pages, and it starts kind of narrow and then it gets bigger and it branches off. If you can see, it goes into two different places there. That's so cool how that tiny brook grows bigger and bigger. Water is a waterfall and mist. And you can see that boat came from that little river and now it's going over that waterfall. We had pictures of waterfalls set up on our easel for you to draw. Water is a small pond and a large lake. And I see boats in both. But in the large lake, someone can be inside the boat. And in the small pond, it looks like one of those little toy boats. Water is what fish breathe. Oh, they breathe water? We don't breathe water. That would be silly for humans. But it looks like water is the habitat where the fish live in the water. And there's a tiny turtle up top, like our Tucker turtle, but he lives in our classroom. He doesn't live in the water. And flowers drink. Flowers drink the water. We've seen that our spinach outside growing in the garden, that drinks the water from the rain. And our flowers in here in the classroom, our zinnias, we water them so that they can drink the water. But do they use their mouths? Do flowers have mouths? Hmm. Water is a salty tear. So we make water from our bodies. Not that we would want to drink, right? When we sometimes taste our tears, they do taste salty. So that's not really something we want to drink. But isn't it interesting that we can produce some water? And I have seen, you know how I talk about my Max. My Max, when he's running and playing soccer, he is drenched in sweat, which is another kind of water that your body can produce, running around on that soccer field. Water is a flood. Now, we know that when there's too much water, we call that a flood. Okay, so you can see the poor boat is out there in the water, and the water is starting to flood, rise up, and become very, very dangerous, right? There isn't even a cat up in the tree there trying to escape the flood. Why, water is a long and winding, what do we have here? River dot, 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 that means something's coming. And here it is winding, winding, winding. And it looks like it's going past a pasture, maybe with the cows. People are playing in the water. That's interesting. And fishing in the water and going in the boat in the water. And I see birds eating from a bird feeder, or are they drinking from that bird feeder? Maybe there's water in the bird feeder there, that bird bath. Water everywhere. Look at this picture. Now, this picture has no words because when you're looking at it as the reader, you're making meaning from the pictures. So I see there is a fire there in the middle in that purple building, and they are putting out the fire with water. There's a fountain over there. There's a boy taking a bath with his hat on. That's silly. And people are drinking water. Look really closely at this picture and see where you see water. I see water in pipes, water in hoses. Wow, what a great picture. And here it says, flowing to the sea. So sometimes the water has a water source, an area where the water starts and goes out to the sea. And there is a big, huge whale, because whales cannot live in ponds, but they can live in the sea or the ocean where there's lots of room. The end. That was a great book, and I love those illustrations. So if you want to go back and take a look at this story again, please do so. Hope you had a good time with our read aloud. Bye-bye, Pre-K2.